incredible. Yevon David looking for 3 wins in a row.
I knew I had to do a proper send and I needed to be late on the brakes.
Yevon David all over his tail, George.
I adjusted my brake bias. I pulled out to the left-hand side and then I just put my car as straight as possible, braked as late as possible.
Here comes Yevon David around the outside as they come through the second to last corner. It's Yevon David with the nose in front. Could it be another win for the Sri Lankan superstar? It is Yevon David.
So we're in the middle of the track, 20 meters earlier, you brake, but very hard.
Yeah.
Because it's safe, you are 20 meters earlier on the brake. But you feel, wow, that's available on the brakes.
The race, when we're behind someone, like, we have to create the maximum rotation possible so we can be aggressive with the, with the
and
pedals.
also, because you know you will get a little bit of understeer,
Yeah.
so you need to anticipate this thing.
I had never been to this track before. I think I definitely had to do a little bit more on the simulator and a little bit more hours. I know it not inside out, but very well. But in terms of how the physics in the car work and also just learning the track, like what curbs do what, which curbs you can and can't use, and how the elevation works, it's quite similar. If you're gaining the muscle memory from that, even if it's not 100% accurate, you have all the fundamentals and the basics. And then on track, it's just about adjusting to what's different from the sim. So that prep was absolutely essential and it really helped me for this weekend.
We try to do the maximum of laps
Yeah,
to get used to the track,
yeah.
and then we'll see.
Okay.
Just focus on the braking
Yeah,
and rotate the car.
yeah, and go. I'm always speaking to my engineer, Bernie, about what I need to do, what I need to improve on, what the car's going to feel like the next session. And it's not just the engineer, we have the mechanics as well. Sometimes I ask them, like, how's the car looking? And they're like, okay, it's all good, how'd it feel? And it's just building that relationship as well, to have the trust. When I need something fixed, they'll know when there's a weather change or anything, because they know what I need for the car and what the car needs.
He is very good at leaning into individuals for their expertise, their knowledge, their skill set, and trusting them. Yes, he will have his opinion, but he will also trust the opinion of others, and he will go and have a conversation, ask questions. As an individual working within a team, he's brilliant.
Me and Bernie have been working for 6 months now, and we work very well because we've been through all those mistakes. We've been through all those times where we should have changed the car, but we didn't. And not only that, I have Alex and Haria and my family and everyone off track as well. They just help me switch off when I'm away from the track, but also help me when I'm at the track, get in the zone and just be there for me with little things, preparing my helmets or telling me information about the track and little things like that, just conversation about racing and passion. Dry?
I think quali might be dry
And race one.
and race one might be wet.
Yeah. There we go. See that? It's rain. Go through some stuff with Bernie. This could get interesting. Yeah.
This qualifying session has been declared wet, so the wet Pirelli tyres are available to these drivers. They do have to have their rain lights on, and we can see some of the slippery surface flags.
Slicks, meaning temperature, and moving towards the end. And we need to go.
Evan Davis starting to pick up the pace now. 1.4 seconds improvement already on what he has already set. Red flag. The Sachs Cup, we have a red flag because those rib releases have been waiting for Barrichello.
I always think about the car balance on the in-lap, and then afterwards I tell him one short line of what the balance was and what I need. So if it was too much oversteer, I need less rotation or something like that. One quick line just after the session, just so he has an idea of how the balance was. And then usually I go and fill my sheet in about how the session went, and then we start the debrief from there. Lap time is a reference, but it's always the result of data. So we always look at the data. How is my brakes? How is my throttle? Where can I improve? And it's just purely focus on that, purely focus on process rather than the result, the lap time. And that's the way we work.
Well, good afternoon, one and all. Welcome back to the Euroformula Open Championship. We've arrived at Hockenheim Ring in Germany ahead of round 3 this weekend, with track conditions and weather conditions alike providing a bit of a mixed bag heading into this phenomenal sequence of 3 races that we're going to be bringing you this afternoon. Now, in terms of the championship, it's Evan David who leads the way, managing to pull together a sensational number of 3 victories to his name so far this season, accompanying that with 2 additional podiums to boot. As we wait for the lights to, of course, go red. Here we go for the start of the Hockenheim Ring weekend. Green flag being waved by the marshal further back. All 5 lights are lit and they go out. And it's pedal to the metal and it's go, 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 go. And a few slow starts further back. A slow start at the front as well for Timika Harczyk as Michael Shin takes the lead straight away. Evan David pops into second and it's 3rd place now for Timika Harczyk. Cars running off wide as well. Coming through turn 1 as we ride on board with the Sri Lankan Lion. Evan David late on the brakes, testing it as they go. A very tight line.
Side by side through the kink and turn number 7. The line will come to Evan David. Here we ride on board. There's a BVM car as well, right hand side. Trying to get it back in. They contact, the big contact, and that's a puncture.
And Evan David, I think he's got a puncture as well.
There's the front wing. He's rubbing up against the front tyre, so he's carried on with that damage. But surely he's going to slice through the
there, Evan David at 1:33.887 to go fastest in this race.
Yeah, it's okay. We had the pace, that's the thing. Now I can get peaks. I was consistent. So. In terms of race 1, we got a good start. Was into P2, and then with Timek we were battling all the way up to turn 8. And as we exited turn 10, we were side by side, and unfortunately he sideswiped and he got a puncture. I lost my front wing. As I'm entering the pits, I see a whole horde of mechanics. I was like, all right, we can probably change the wing pretty quickly. And they did a great job, and we got back out quickly. That was pretty much the end of the race. I was in 10th, and then just driving by myself, but had good pace, was setting some really good sectors and laps. Try not to dwell on things that are out of my control, or even mistakes of my own that were made, because what's happened. You just have to learn from it and then move on to the next session. And
even when we've had sessions where things haven't quite gone right, there's never been this is a drama, this is an issue, I need to change things. He's now at a point where it's like, it's fine. If I follow the processes, we'll be good.
We took the positives that we had good pace, and we knew from the day before that we were quick in the wet and that race 2 was going to be wet. So we just took the positives to the next day. it's a mental gym as much as it's a physical gym. So I'm training both. At home every day I do like these breathing exercises, 3 minutes a day, where I just kind of focus on clearing my mind and just the process of having that clear mind. Because what I noticed in racing was when I don't think about anything, when I'm in the present, not thinking about the future or the past, it's when I'm driving to the maximum of the car, maximum of the grip, and I'm just trusting my instincts. On the weekends itself, I just do juggling to prepare before I go in the car, just so like my body does it when my mind does it as well. It's that muscle memory of just focusing on one thing that triggers that zone, and it's just that conditioning that I got into. But in terms of mental preparation, I've already done it beforehand, so I know what I need to do on track.
Well, but this man, Yevon David, starting down in 10th position. And as you can see, conditions far worse than what we had yesterday. The wet Pirellis have been put aboard these Dallara 324 Toms-powered machines. That should just spice things up. Notes rise, we have all 5 lights on. We're racing in Hockenheim. Not a good start for Fifo Barrichello from the front row of the grid. Machine gets away well. Another great start from Michael Shin. He's already made up a couple of places. He goes around the
Now with Yevon David moving up into fifth, so he's gained an almighty 5 places since the race start, but Michael Shin gaining 3 after starting 6th.
Okay, Yevon David right around the outside of the Sachs curve. He's about to nail him, Pearson. Yes, he's done him. Unbelievable stuff. This has been an incredible first lap for the championship leader, from 10th to 4th at the end of the first lap. And Yevon David from 10th on the grid to the podium and protects his championship lead as well. Timmy Kahacek.
Look at that, some Sri Lankan fans. You guys are from Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Hi. How are you?
Yevon.
No way.
Yeah.
Yevon.
Yes.
Here, you can keep this. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you guys around. I'll get back to the team.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, had a very good start. Was from P10 to P4 on the first lap, and then honestly could have got past P3 quicker. Spent a few laps behind him trying to find a way past. We got past him with around 10 laps to go, and we ended the race in P3. Nevertheless, it was a good drive. So if race 3 is wet again, we know that we have the pace.
Rise, and the lights are on. We're racing for the final time in Hockenheim. Great start from Yevon David from 3rd on the grid. Immediately launches into the lead. Another fly from Michael Shin as well. He goes around the outside, very nearly contact with his
Start from Yevon David, the Sri Lankan superstar, pouncing at the very beginning, launching himself from the 2nd row through to the front of the order, coming through towards turn 1. He cleared the ball before he even hit the apex.
Session declared wet, so there are spots of rain out there.
Wet tyres are being prepared down at the garages as well, Chris. It looks like we may yet see some stops.
Our safety car deployed because we had yellows at
there it is.
as well. Here in Hockenheim, Yevon David puts his foot to the floor. He's got a good restart there. Ball to car length. It's victory once again, a slide out of the final corner. Yevon David wins at race 3 in Hockenheim.
Here you go. Solid race. And in this race, we got a safety car as well.
But you had to keep up with the tradition of winning in every circuit.
Thank you very much. You know, it's good to end the weekend like this. We just keep executing, and that's the main thing. It's a long season. It's nice to end with the win, but we're going to keep working. Thank you. Thank you. I can't shake your hand, but thank you. In my opinion, once you've done the preparation, once you've done that hard work, 90% of your job is done. You're mentally prepared, you're physically prepared, and driving-wise, you're prepared. So honestly, when I'm at home and when I'm preparing, or even at the simulator and even on practice days, those are the focus points. And the races, quali, is just a result of the preparation I've done. So definitely, preparation is one of my main focuses, not only in racing, but in life. And that's what I definitely focus on all the time.